My name is Brittany Toney, and welcome to Stepping Stones to AAC. Let's read a book. As I mentioned, I'm Brittany Toney, and I am presenting with my co-host Heather this evening. I will be doing most of the presenting this evening, but Heather is here to help me answer questions and monitor the chat window. So let's go ahead and get started. We have a lot to get through. So hello, everyone. So some introductions. I'm going to show you this fun little thing that Heather and I did together. This is our Google Classroom. So welcome. Welcome to our Stepping Stones to AAC classroom. Again, as I mentioned, my name is Brittany Toney. I am a speech language pathologist. I started with Saltillo in December. I'm very excited to be here. As you'll notice behind us in the picture, this is our low-tech board that I was talking about, so make sure you download that. And then on our bookshelf, you'll see some of the things that we're going to be going over during this series. First up, we have books. And then again, as I mentioned, Heather is also here. She is a speech pathologist as well. So now that you know a little bit about us, I want to know about you. Thank you for participating in our polls, and thank you all for being here. So welcome. Let's begin our AAC journey. As I mentioned, this presentation is more geared towards parents. Again, we're hoping everyone here learns something today. This is how we're going to start our journey with AAC. What are we going to be doing today, you might ask? Well, we're going to identify some core words and strategies to model during shared book reading. So first, we're going to read a book. We're going to choose some core words that go along with that book. I will need your help. We're going to plan questions and comments for that book for modeling. And then we're going to practice modeling together and look at a video to see what that might look like when we're coming full circle. Let's talk about the steps that we're going to use to get there. So we're going to start with a book. If you were if you attended the training What Are Core Words Anyway the past 2 times, I'm sorry, this book is a repeat, but we will be going through it a little bit differently. It's one of my favorite books. It's called King Bidgood's in the Bathtub. And the reason why I chose this book is because it is very repetitive. My personal children love this book, as well as children that I've worked with in the past. It's fun, it's engaging, it's kind of silly. This king won't get out of the bathtub. And then lastly, the most important reason is that this book has a lot of core words. So if you've never heard of this book before, there are millions of recordings on YouTube, just like anything else these days. And you can look it up, or I'm sure you could find it somewhere on Amazon. It's a pretty old book, though. So we're going to start with a book, and I'm going to read it. The next slide, you'll see me reading the book, and then we'll kind of go through the steps together for how to choose core words, how you might plan a question or a comment for your child, and then go through for modeling purposes, and then go through maybe what we might model on the child's device. So let's open our book.
Okay, we're going to read King Bidgood in the Bathtub. Let's open our book. Right. Help, help, cried the page when the sun came up. King Bidgood's in the bathtub and he won't get out. Oh, who knows what to do? Who knows? Turn the page. I do, cried the knight when the sun came up. Get out. It's time to battle. Come in, cried the king with a boom, boom, boom. Today, we battle in the tub. Help, help, cried the page when the sun got hot. King Bidgood's in the bathtub and he won't get out. Oh, who knows what to do? I do, cried the queen when the sun got hot. Get out, it's time to lunch. Come in, cried the king with a yum, yum, yum. Today, we lunch in the tub. Help, help, cried the page when the sun sank low. King Goodgood's in the bathtub and he won't get out. Oh, who knows what to do? I do, cried the Duke when the sun sank low. Get out. It's time to fish. Come in, cried the king with a trout, trout, trout. Today, we fish in the tub. Help, help, cried the page when the night got dark. King Bidgood's in the bathtub and he won't get out. Oh, who knows what to do? We do, cried the court when the night got dark. Get out for the masquerade ball. Come in, cried the king with a jig, jig, jig. Tonight we dance in the tub. Help, help, cried the court when the moon shone bright. King Bidgood's in the bathtub and he won't get out. Oh, who knows what to do? I do, said the page when the moon shone bright. And then he pulled the plug. Glub, glub, glub.
So now I want you to get out your handout. It is our low-tech board. It's a 96 location board that's based on WordPower 60 Basic. And I want you to get that out, as well as your Stepping Stones to AAC organizational tool. And I'll show you a quick screenshot of that in the next slide so you know what it looks like. So get those out. You can have them side by side in on your screen if you need to. Be asking, what words do I choose? So this is where I'm going to ask for some audience participation. In a minute, we're going to choose core words. Core words are 80% of the words that we say. Those include verbs, pronouns, adjectives, question words, interjections, prepositions, and adverbs. When we think of modeling words for our AAC users, we want to make sure that the words we choose are core words. Let's choose some words. Here's where I need your help. If we're just picking 3 to keep it simple, we want to that's another thing I want you to remember, keep this simple. So what 3 words might you choose? You can chat them in the chat window for this book. Help, out, help is perfect. Keep going. What other 2 words? I need 2 more words. Who, great. Turn, yep. Who, another great word. In, perfect. Thank you. Out, love it. Okay, help, I chose help. I chose who, and I chose out. These are just examples. What you guys all said are perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to script some open-ended questions. What are open-ended questions? We use open-ended questions to encourage communication. We're going to write down an open-ended question for each of your target core words that we just chose. But first, just a little test. Which one is an open-ended question? And you can type it in the chat window. Is the first statement, or the first question, do you like her shoes? Or the second one, what do you like about her shoes? Second, A+, you all get an A+. Good job. An open-ended question, again, is a question that cannot be answered with a yes or no response, or a response that does not continue the conversation. Do you like her shoes? You can only respond with yes and no. Versus, what do you like about her shoes? You could say something like stars, or they're blue, or they're big, or something like that. Pretty. I forgot to do this last time, so I'm going to pull this up. Hang on a second. Let's do this together. Now let's think for each of those core words that we had, right? Our core words were help, who, and out. Chat in some open-ended questions, and I'll type them in our sheet. Who will help? Perfect. Love it. Who can you help? I like it. Who stayed in the bath? What can you do to help? Love it. Who needed help? Yep. Who stayed in the bath? What about how did he get out? Perfect. Good. When will he get out? I like that one too. Perfect. That's using like another one of those question words. Who, what, when, where. Love it. How might you get him out? Perfect. Good job, guys. You guys are awesome. Okay, so let's go back to our PowerPoint here. And again, these are just words that I chose. I think the help who out. So for help, I chose what does the page need? He needs help. Who is going to help? I think we put that one in there. What is the king going to do? He's going to get out. So we're trying to get them to say those target words. So yes, Heather's completely right. Planning these ahead helps you so much when you're doing this later. And it doesn't have to be every single time, as you know, these are here to provide you with ideas. And so each time you do this, it'll get easier. So now let's talk about comments that we can use. If your child is not yet responding to open-ended questions, because those can be a little bit difficult or more of a later developing skill, you can model comments. How you do this is writing down 1 to 2 comments that you model for your child. You model what they could say in response to your question. Keep them at the just at, or just above their language level. So what I mean by that is if they're using 1 word, maybe you use 2 to 3. If using 3 words, maybe you use 5 or 6 words. So just no more than 2 to 3 words beyond how many words that they are currently saying. Again, for these comments, we want to write down a comment for something that might help them say the target word and something that you might model for them to help them say those core words that you're trying to get them to say to help them grow their language. What comment might you say or model for your child using these core words? So not a question, but a comment. Good. He needs help. Help, please. Oh, yeah, I like that. The whoever is there can help. Yeah. That goes back to helping them think about what was happening in the story, almost like a comment related to comprehension. Perfect. Okay, what about who? Some comments related to maybe how we might model or help our child say the word who on their device. Who can help? Yep. So we're thinking of comments, not necessarily a question, but I like that. Help. He is who can help. Yeah, I mean, who is definitely a harder one because it is a question word. Okay, I like those. What about out? What are some comments that we could model to help our child say out? Get out, king. Yep, get out. Love it. Super simple, right? Get out. Get out now. Get out, you. You get out. Say a lot of different ones with that one. Any other thoughts? Help out. Ooh, using 2 of the word together. Love it. So let's go back to our help me, he needs help. These are just some examples. Who help, who is it? Who is, again, kind of a difficult one because it is a question word. Get out. He need out. Get out today, because they said today a lot in this story. I was trying to pull that word back in, but I loved all of your examples. So now we're going to find those words on our low-tech board. We're going to find help, who, and out. And again, we picked words that are on our low-tech board. If you feel more comfortable choosing words that are on your child's device, you can do that as well. Just like that, a lot of these core words are on our low-tech board. It's a quick, easy way for you. You can carry it around, especially in the summer. If you're out at a pool or near water, you can carry that around with you. For step 3, I have here listed at the bottom how you might model these words. For help, using some of the scripts that I've already thought of, I chose help me, he needs help. And then for who, I said who is it, because those are all on my low-tech board. And then for out, I chose get out, or he gets out. Or if we're using words that are on our low-tech board, you could say you get out. Maybe you get out of the tub. Okay, so let's find our words here. So we have help. See it highlighted there. Who. And then out. Okay, does this make sense to everyone how we got there? Thank you. I was hoping it made sense. Now let's practice. So I'm going to read again, and I'm going to model these core words as I'm reading. So that is kind of the focus of what I'm doing in this video for reading. You are welcome to practice along with me on your low-tech board. Again, I'm just going to show you what this might look like. I'm going to fast forward a little bit.
Bit Goods in the Bathtub by Audrey Wood and illustrated by Don Wood. Okay, let's open the book. Here we go. Huh. Oh, cried the page when the sun came up. King Bidgood's in the bathtub and he won't get out. Who knows what to do? Who? Let's turn the page. Oh, I think someone knows what to do. I do, cried the knight when the sun came up. Get out! It's time to battle. Come in, cried the king. Come in. Today, we battle in the tub. You can find today. You're going to battle. Oh, here are pages again. He says, help, help, cried the page when the sun got up. King Bidgood's in the bathtub and he won't get out. Who knows what to do? Let's find a question word. Who? Do you know? I do, cried the queen when the sun got hot. Get out. Get out. It's time to lunch. Come in, cried the king with a yum, yum, yum. He says, today we lunch in the tub. That's silly. They're eating lunch in the tub. That's so silly. We don't eat lunch in the tub. Let's see what happens. Oh, the page says, help, help, cried the page when the sun sank low. King Bidgood's in the bathtub and he won't get out. Oh, who knows what to do? I do, cried the Duke. I do. When the sun sank low, get out. It's time to fish. Come in, cried the king with a trout, trout, trout.
Okay, so yes, as Heather said, the more you practice, the more automatic it becomes. I stopped there just for sake of time, but I hope that you saw that I was modeling some of those words You can even ask some questions or comment on the story as you're targeting just those 3. I targeted a few more core words, but I think as you continue this practice, you can model more words if you want. We don't want to model every word that's in a book, but you do want to pick a few that maybe are repetitive. And yes, I did point to more than just those 3 words. Again, I was just showing you what it might look like if I chose a few more and not necessarily just those 3. But you definitely want to make sure that you're modeling only a few at a time when you're starting out. Thank you for that. And yes, Meredith, you can definitely use this with LAMP as well, these strategies. And you're right, the more you practice, the more confident and proficient you become, for sure. Now we're going to talk about reflections and questions. After trying the steps with the video, and if you are following along with me, what questions do you still have? How do you know how often to add more words into model? That's a great question, Lisa. Typically, again, I'll refer back to stages of communication. So depending on how many words your child or your student, your AAC user is using, is going to kind of drive how many words that you will be modeling. So if your child is only using about 1 word, then I would suggest modeling 2 to 3 words at a time. If they're using 3 words, maybe you model 4 to 5 words. But that's a great question. So kind of let your child drive how many words you model at a time. And you always want to make sure that you're looking to them to make sure you're not overwhelming them. Yes, when I get in and I'm reading as well, yeah, as trying to use the device, that's when it gets tricky. For sure, it does. Again, lots of practice. When do you take it from the low-tech board where it's 1 hit to the device where it might be as many as 3 hits during that motor planning? Sure, that's another great question. Again, a reason why I chose some of the words that I did, all of the words that we chose during the activity, help, who, and out, are core words that are going to be on most vocabularies on the home screen on a device. So the vocabulary that I was using during modeling was Word Power 60 Basic. It's got a really robust amount of core words that are right there, 1-hit words on the home page, and that's why I chose those words. So I think thinking about maybe what words are on the home page of your child's device, especially if your child's kind of in a 1 stage, really early learning AAC, you want to think about what words are on that home screen that you can really help them understand and grow that language, so that maybe after they learn a simple word like more, which is a 1-hit word on a lot of communication devices, then you can step it up and maybe you go to like a 2-hit motor plan. So hope that helps answer your question.
Question from Alicia. Do we encourage the AAC user to touch and say the word instead of just us doing it? And yes, as they allow, pause and wait for them. We can model it and then pause and let them try it, give them time to process, wait those 5 to 10 seconds, and then if they don't respond, you can definitely model the response for them. But the hope is they eventually start doing it, but we got to show them and teach them how to use it.
Yes. Yep. And Lisa brought up a good point. I noticed that as well when I was logging on. There are ASHA credits. There are ASHA forms in your handouts. ASHA credit is not offered for this session or the next few stepping stones to AAC sessions, again, because they were more geared towards parents. Again, I hope you SLPs can gain, and teachers and everyone gain something from this, but that's why we were not offering ASHA credit for this. So I apologize that those are in there if there was any confusion on that. Okay, so if some people are still on and willing to chat, I'd like to know, what are your next steps after viewing this presentation? Okay, if no other comments are there, practicing more with my daughter. Good. Much more direction in the classroom now for literacy activities. Great. I love that, Selena. Yes, practicing is key. Pay attention to core words when planning my classroom read-alouds. Perfect. I love that, Lisa. Yes, going through books weekly and picking words. Love that. Good. Also asking targeted questions to practice core words. Yes. Bedtime stories. Oh, I love it. Planning ahead to model core words. There's a question, what will you recommend is the best place to start at home? So, you know what? I think that any of these 3 sessions that we have this week, so book, getting dressed, playing with blocks and Play-Doh, are a great place to start. And if you're really overwhelmed right now, like a lot of people are, just given the circumstances of everything that's going on, I say you pick just one of those activities and you pick, if 3 words is too much for you, just choose one. Choose one core word and model it and use it in different activities. Yeah, thank you for all your, yes, collaboration is key. I love collaborating with teachers. Good. Yeah, Ryan, great idea. Printing, organizing sheets for our fave books at home. Yeah. Good, awesome. All right, so I'm going to pull up, here are our emails if you have any further questions. Well, thank you again, and we will see you all tomorrow. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.